Microplastics, because they are so tiny, are very easily ingested by organisms. And when they ingest that plastic, it's not just the plastic that they're ingesting, but all the chemicals that are in and on that plastic. Plastic, when it's manufactured, is embedded with chemicals, things like plasticizers and colorants and UV stabilizers. In addition, as plastic is out in the environment, other chemicals will adhere to it. Growing up in the 70s, I read the Lorax. Things are so dreary, they're almost as bad as up in Lake Erie. The reason it had that kind of infamous quality is because the Great Lakes were used as industrial dumping grounds for decades. Things like polychlorinated biphenyls that were used as industrial insulators, things like polyaromatic hydrocarbons that come out from power plants. When there's plastic, the chemicals will adhere to the surface of those plastics. So when this little piece of plastic that is ingested by an organism, it's not just taking in that plastic, it's taking in all of those chemicals. And so each piece of plastic becomes like a little poison pill, transferring or moving those chemicals from the external environment into that organism. Many of them are endocrine disruptors, so they mimic hormones, and so they create changes in the organisms. Maybe they don't swim as fast. Maybe they have trouble breathing. Maybe their sex changes so that male fish become female fish, and so therefore they can't propagate. And they also become vectors to move those chemicals from the external environment into us. So you go out and you go fishing, you catch that fish, you're going to be then taking in the chemicals that that fish is taken in. And so you have this bioaccumulation effect, where some of these microplastics are so small that they can be ingested by planktonic organisms, the very base of the food chain. And then you have a small fish that eats millions of plankton. And then you have a medium fish that eats hundreds of small fish. And then you have a large fish that eats tons of medium fish. And then you have a human that eats that fish. And all along those chains, you have this increase in the amount of these chemicals.